Lee is going to host a discussion about women in industry and equity issues. I think you're going to find it very interesting, and I'm going to turn it over to Benita. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I'm really excited to moderate this panel, a beautiful woman, for this SDG goal number 5, gender diversity. We're going to talk about inclusion today, though. And what it means to us. Are there any thoughts from, I have with me, I'm joined by Penny, Christina, Phoebe, and Teresa. Are there any thoughts that you have around like what inclusion means to you?
I don't mind starting. Do you guys?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so when I think about inclusion, I think everyone is able to participate fully. They feel like they have the opportunity to do so and can step into a role, rather than it exclusively being for, I guess, the opposite gender.
Right.
The opposite sex.
Right.
So, for example, I have a goddaughter that I'm really proud of that works as a boilermaker. She went into trades specifically because that's something that her dad had an interest in. And so she grew up having an interest in it. She knows fully what it means to go into that role. She's the only girl on site working as a boilermaker where she is right now. So I think that's what I think about inclusion.
That's really cool.
No holds barred, right? Like you can do anything.
You can participate equally and you're treated as such.
Yes.
Safe space to ask questions, those kind of things, to be able to express yourself.
Yes.
Not have to worry that,
Psychological safety.
Yes.
When you go into a room, if it's, maybe male dominant, you don't necessarily feel comfortable and stuff. But if it's, having that, walking into that room and having the same confidence or whatever else.
Yeah, being a judge on what you do not.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
What you're able to do, your skills, that you're everything.
Yes.
Not if you're a man or anything. It's who you are and what you can bring to the table, no matter what. That's right.
And as a person sitting on the sidelines, it's great to actually watch people be passionate about what they do. But if you hold them back by just putting up barriers, then they're not coming to the table and you're not getting the best outcomes, right?
Yeah, your feedback. You get the feedback, the knowledge, maybe other ideas, that kind of thing. Just not feeling safe enough to say, hey, maybe you could try it this way instead.
Yeah.
Maybe this will work. Yeah.
I know that, we've all had pretty long careers in energy or in our work life. What are some challenges? What are some challenges that you see that have to do with inclusivity or gender equality in your careers?
I would say one of the challenges is that, so for example, when I started work in the energy sector, my role was mainly administrative. And it's mostly women that you see going into those roles. But what you don't hear about is that some of those roles can be senior, they can be management roles, they're not necessarily entry level always. And I think the ability to transition to say a project management role, that was kind of what I wanted to do. And I wasn't able to get to that until sort of the tail end of my career in the energy sector. It just felt like it was an uphill battle. So that was like a challenge for me because people traditionally in an administrative role tend to they don't really look outside the box as to where else you can move. Yeah. That's something I noticed.
And with this, this worldwide problem of, not being able to find the right people for the right roles. I was talking to a gentleman from Norway that came by the booth yesterday, and I said, what are you doing to change that, to promote more skilled labor? And he said, train the people you already have instead of trying to steal from other companies, because he's like, we're all just stealing from each other, and people are just changing roles for.
How interesting.
Yeah.
So take your assets and make
Yeah.
it for you.
Yeah, so along with what you said about, it took too long for you to kind of get into that project management role, whereas if you were trained and they provided development, then it could have been much faster.
I agree. So becoming an entrepreneur gave me that ability to use
Yes.
I got the education and the support in terms of personal development, but I wasn't able to use my skills and talents at the time that I was working in corporate. So that was a thing. And then the other thing I kind of noticed, because of some of the other work I'm doing as a local entrepreneur, is have we noticed that immigration's important to fill roles right now, because we've got a shortage, a labor shortage for sure. And so how can we help immigrants level up easier so they can shift into those roles rather than taking a role or a job that they're just taking to feed their family. Exactly.
Right.
So that's another issue I'm noticing
Yes.
as well. Is that
Surrounding inclusivity.
they've done a little bit of work in some provinces to fast track nurses because we need nurses, but it's harder for doctors from other countries to become compliant and work here in Canada, where we have a shortage of doctors. As an example.
Yeah, all the healthcare workers.
So that's kind of like an aspect of inclusion, as well as how can we include new immigrants more seamlessly, I guess.
And make sure their qualifications from the other country can transfer over easier.
Yeah.
Because some of them are very qualified.
Absolutely.
And they come here and they aren't able to do anything. And so we've got a wasted opportunity for a talented person.
Yeah, like who here hasn't rode with an Uber driver that was actually a doctor,
Exactly.
or a scientist. So we're talking about challenges that we've seen around inclusivity in the energy sector.
For myself, living up north, our challenges are very low unemployment, so we, like the rest of the world is now. But up there, I deal with more one-man shows on account, so it's oil workers. But I find they don't want the big corporations. They don't necessarily want to talk to that people. It's on a different level when they talk to me. They can be more open, or it's not a competition. So I find that, for challenges wise, I haven't had it. It's actually in my business because of that. Because I spend time with them, I talk with them, I sit with them. Whereas again, if you're one of the firms uptown, you can't get return your phone calls. But I think as women, we're more personable. I sit down, I talk to them, I get to know them, I get to, did you know you could do that? And I think that if women are social, in that sense, it's helpful. Different perspective on that.
No, absolutely.
But yeah, in order for people to want to, do business with you, they have to know, like, and trust you.
Yes.
And like a woman's touch, I'm gonna say, really makes a difference in getting your client comfortable.
Yes, trust. I hear that all the time. Oh, I just trust. I just trust you're going to do the right thing. So you have to build that relationship.
Right.
I think sometimes, at least in the bigger male corporate world, we kind of have a disconnect. We don't, learn. People don't sit down and have conversations.
Yeah.
More of a
Build that
like this kind
relationship.
of conversation, so it's more fun.
Right.
Well, for me, I started my career working on the rigs, of all things. And so, very male dominated. I was in Texas, of all places. And a lot of heavy lifting, but there's certain things that I can't lift. So, they know my capabilities and my strengths being in the truck. And I do help them from time to time. I know my own capabilities, but we're all working together. And so the fact that I was out there being on the team with them, they also gave me respect because they understood how difficult it was, and so we got the job done together as a team.
I like that, and I can see how it would be really challenging to be like, if you were like the only female at a job site, like you need your own washroom and like sleeping quarters, and
At that time, I was in South Texas. We just rode with the truck, and so there was no female bathrooms. So there's just, I went to the well site geologist place and I said, hey, I need to use your washroom, and they were like, hey, go right ahead, because you never know what crawly things are out there in the midnight of Texas.
I've lived in Texas.
Now that's a challenge.
That's a challenge. There's a lot of interesting bugs down there. Yes. Being in Canada, you know, it's
Oh
I do
wow.
quite like being up here for that reason.
Yeah, I remember if you turn the garage lights off in Texas, you can hear the roaches walking.
Oh my word. I didn't need to have that visual. How interesting.
It's the culture here. Like,
So we're
between
talking
the US and
challenges.
It was different at the time because, like, up here, there was a lot more inclusivity because I had a lot of counterparts, like my classmates, that were female, and they were out in the field as well, but they were a lot more respected. When I was down in Texas, there was still this, like, I don't know, maybe it's a Texas thing, I don't know. But,
I get what you're saying.
and so they just haven't broken those barriers yet, but it's just like I said, you know what, I'm here, and let's get this thing done. So
I like that. That's a good segue into the final portion is, what do you see as like enablers for more inclusivity, to get those right people in the right jobs, to hit your SDG goals, your ESG goals, what have you? What are enablers for that inclusivity?
Well, I think getting out there, saying it's okay, just, you know, promoting it. I mean, the more we talk about it, the more we just don't accept it. If people, I find that sometimes, you know, we'll let things happen and not necessarily say something. I think that's the time we should be done.
So
with that. I
speak
think
your truth.
speak your truth, I guess, and you know, just
Right.
you know, don't sit back necessarily and watch things happen, and, you know, and push forward. You know, if you see somebody that may be struggling, maybe give them the tools to talk to them to say, okay, let's, you know, how can we help you?
Allies, yeah, we need
And going in
allies.
with like you're gonna be one of the team. You're not. I'm not the girl. I'm one
Yeah.
of the team. I'm here to play as a team member and just do that. Like when I worked in trucking.
Yes.
As soon as these guys knew that, okay, I'm here. I'm gonna do these things for you. But I had to just say I'm a team member. Don't treat me. Don't worry about what you say. I'm just a team member, and it just took that whole edge off.
Oh wow.
The whole situation, and they could just pop in my office on a level that it was like, oh, the princess is in your office, right? It's like, hey, I need this. Can you make this happen, or hop in a truck and do this, and that was great. And it made that whole office. It did a big switch in the office when yes, I might have worn pink and high heels one day, but I had my steel toes in the back. So it was things like that I found really helped break through to make it more cohesive of an office to work in. And it was great. I mean,
I love that.
a lot different.
So embrace the diversity in the situation,
Yeah.
and not look at it as adversity. right?
You be you, let them be them,
Yeah.
and just you come to a great understanding. And it was a
I
great
love that.
job for many years. So
Our schools, I think our schools could do better with this. You know, we still kind of in school separate boys and girls in certain activities.
Oh,
You
right.
know, we shouldn't maybe do that.
Start with the education system.
Yeah, start younger. You know, like, yeah. Because we got to change their mindsets and the best to do it, you know, inclusively, right? We still have, you know, all girls schools and all boys schools.
Right.
You know,
Good point.
So,
Yeah,
Very good
there's some
point.
academies in the city that have all girls or all boys. Yeah.
Yes.
we're part of that.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Yeah, some of
Starting
the
there.
private schools are all boys or all girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the co-ed thing is good.
Yeah.
there might be a sector of young girls out there not knowing that they could even do this. I mean, it hasn't been thought because it wouldn't have been a norm in their language. So I think, yeah, education for me, it's always the place to start is at education.
Yes. Start young.
Yeah, put the
And I don't think they do
possibilities out there.
separate gym classes anymore in school either. They used to have the girls' gym class, the boys' gym
Ah.
class.
Oh,
and
right.
now I know that my graduates, they all
Okay.
it's all girls in the classroom, it's not separated or anything
Yeah,
anymore.
that doesn't
They all play the same games, they all do the same things.
And they've made some strides even with within sports. I've noticed, like I've seen in communities where there's not a lot of young girls playing soccer, for example. They'll just play with the boys in the boys' league, and it's not a big deal. Or you hear about, I think there's a female hockey player. She's a goalie. She plays on on a boys' team.
And it's funny
Because
because
that's the
they're all
only-
football
yeah.
players now that they're allowing
Yeah.
the high school teams
Yes.
to break through that barrier. And it's just one person.
I think we're moving forward. We
Yeah.
just need to keep going.
Yes.
We just need to keep the push, right?
We're
You know, just
further
keep-
than we used to be, but there's still more work to be done. Yes, I agree. Are there any closing thoughts on this topic? I mean, I thank you all for being on this panel, taking the time to be here today. Penny, Christina, Phoebe, Teresa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anita, for us.
It was a
Good to have
really
this
having
discussion.
us.
good conversation.
Yes.
A good discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. Any last thoughts before Peter closes us off?
I love that we were talking about working on the world's to-do list.
Yes.
That's what I call it.
We're working on the world's to-do list.
That's very
Very,
good.
very good. That's good.
Very
Yeah,
stuff to
we're
work
moving forward and not backwards. Right?
That's right. Thank you, ladies.
That was very nice, ladies. Thank you, Benita, for doing this. Thank you all for coming. This is Advando Group at WPC24 signing off from the women's group. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with another presentation. Thank you very much.